90% of people don't know that the function of the shock absorber is not to absorb shocks, but to limit the spring from bouncing after it absorbs a shock. When the car is driving, the impact force from the wheels bouncing will be fed back to the car body, and the spring in the suspension system is the main device to absorb this vibration. When the car goes over bumps, the impact force causes the spring to compress. After absorbing this force, the spring will bounce repeatedly, which can make passengers feel as if they are riding in a boat on rough seas. Those who have been on a boat can explain this sensation to those who haven't. The feeling of being on a boat is quite distinct from motion sickness, and it's hard to describe in words. To avoid this repeated bouncing of the spring, we need to dampen the spring's rebound, accelerate the attenuation of spring vibrations. There is a device called a shock absorber. Inside the shock absorber is a piston surrounded by hydraulic oil. Normally, it cannot be compressed because there is a small hole in the piston. When pressed down, oil below flows to the top through this small hole. Because it's tiny, the piston descends slowly. Then, during the return process, an external spring pulls the piston upwards, and oil above flows back down. The small hole limits flow rate, ensuring that rebound speed isn't too fast and effectively reducing repeated bounces of the spring. This is the basic principle of shock absorption. Whether it's air suspension or adjustable resistance suspension, they are based on this principle with additional devices added. The size of this small hole in the piston determines how fast the piston rod moves. The speed of piston movement determines whether the impact felt during bumps is soft or hard. So now you understand the basic principle of shock absorbers, right?